Welcome guys to the start of a new Let's Play and the continuation of an incredibly long-running story for its 12th iteration and its second taking place in Calvard. We continue our trails through Daybreak 2 with Van Arkride of Arkride Solutions having dealt with the demon within to a certain extent. We now wonder what is next for him and his employees throughout the capital of Edith. What next is going to happen in Zemuria? What next is going to happen in Calvard? And the only way for me to find that out is by pressing new game and of course getting things on the road. But of course, as through every playthrough that we do, we will be trying to do absolutely everything we can, with me doing it live here on Twitch and of course cut up on the YouTube in bite-sizable, eatable, edible episodes. I'll be down here in the corner so you can see my reaction, but staying quiet during any voice dialogue, voicing everything that is not voiced, as we of course talk to every single NPC that exists every time we can. Of course, a couple may be missed, but we're going for as much of 100% as we can do in one playthrough of the game. So with that said, and with that done, sit back, relax, the story begins. Check out the rest of the Let's Play. I've got a whole master playlist now, as we get this new one underway. So, we're importing our clear data, of course, from our previous outing to get ourselves a load of vitality droplets, power droplets, fortitude droplets, and more. And with a AAA Arkride Solutions rank, we get some skill stones. I guess we'll find out what they are when we actually start. So let's get the show on the road. But before diving into the main story, would we like to view a recap video of Trails Through Daybreak? Now, to me personally, it's always quite interesting how a game kind of tries to reduce 120 hours into a small bite-sized recap. So let's view it, familiarize ourselves with the story of the past, at least a little bit, and begin our story straight after that.
Nestled away in the Old Town area of Edith, capital of the Calvard Republic, is a small, humble business. It was owned by Van Arkride, a problem solver of sorts called a Spriggan. One day, a first-year student from Aramis Academy, Agnes Claudel, showed up at his door. She requested his help in finding antique ornaments called the Genesees, which she inherited from her great-grandfather. Utilizing his connections in normal society and the underworld, Van and Agnes found one of the Genesees, only to come under fire from a mafia group called Almada. Despite the seemingly hopeless situation, the Genesis resonated with Van's Zypha, a tactical orbment from which a little fairy named Mare appeared. With her assistance, Van clad himself in an armor made of shards and transformed into the Grindel. He turned the tables on the mafioso with its overwhelming strength. After that, Agnes agreed to work for Van part-time in exchange for his help in finding all 8 Genesees. The two of them traveled all across Calvard in search of them and made a number of new friends along the way. Fairy Al-Fayed, a Jaeger who was raised for a life on the battlefield as a Kruga warrior. Aaron Way, a prodigy and a reckless leader of a group of delinquents from Longport's eastern quarter. Risette Twinings, a service concierge dispatched from the Marduk Company to provide Arkride Solutions with impeccable support. Katra Salesian, a young engineer stationed at the Basel Institute of Science, where he participates in the development of cutting-edge technology. Judith Lanster, a famous actress in the world of film who leads a double life as the Phantom Thief Grimcat. And Bearguard Zeman, Van's former mentor, and a man who cast off his old name. Together, they braved countless ordeals and collected many of the Genesees. Though they were hounded at every turn by Almada, who were using the devices to sow confusion and chaos wherever they went. Eventually, Almada's leader, Gerard Dantes, detonated a nuclear weapon in a remote village and wiped it off the map. Multiple factions, now driven to bring about Almada's end, found themselves as pawns in a death game, where Van and his friends came out on top and ultimately defeated Almada's executives and cohorts. Then they put an end to Dantes, the source of all this evil, However, during a festival celebrating the Calvardian Revolution, one of Almada's leaders, Melchior, unleashed pandemonium on the capital, and in the process revived Dantes and the other executives and summoned countless demons into the city. Pandemonium brought Time and Edith to a standstill, but with the aid of their allies, Van and his crew were able to once again defeat Melchior and Dantes. Upon Dante's demise, the diabolic core that he had absorbed into his body found its way back to Van, its original host. Van awakened as Vagrant's diaspora and disappeared, fleeing from his companions. Unwilling to lose their friend, the group chased after him into the boundary between Zemuria and the Beyond and confronted the demon that overtook him. Thanks to the urging of his friends, Van was able to regain himself and temporarily drive the Demon Lord out by flinging the core into the depths of the rift. With all of these incidents behind them and the end of the year fast approaching, everyone other than Agnes bid a brief farewell to Van as they each left Edith behind. But before they departed, they all promised that they'd see each other again in the near future.
Gamma Squad, go!
Target confirmed. Moving to apprehend.
Our next prey.
Now, devour them all! Start Kuro! The Grendels online!
What the hell?
What in the world? I knew I sensed something down here, but I wasn't expecting to find bodies.
No good. I'm only getting a faint response now. Ugh, I really thought we had it this time. This place is gonna be locked up real tight after today. Talk about lame.
Huh. Maybe we should pay our friend a visit. His connections could come in handy, and we do still owe him our thanks.
Oh yeah, our thing should match his 4 SPG requirements, shouldn't it? Well, if we go, I'm totally helping myself to his secret stash of sweets.
If you want to play with fire, be my guest. I think that's our cue to get out of here.
Yeah, let's move, S. I can't wait! Do you think his car is faster than Van's truck?
Your guess is as good as mine, sweetie. We'll be back home later this evening.
You better be. Things have been a little too weird around here lately.
All right, have tons of fun out there, Yume.
Okie dokie, Grandpa. I'll be back soon!
Early yesterday morning, there was a small explosion near a municipal building in the capital. According to our report, it was the result of a power outage, and there was no sign of criminal activity. In other news, a Grand Circuit exhibition race will be held today.
For real? It's too early for this shit. Yes? Thought you weren't working today.
It's nearly 10 a.m., you know. You really should be wide awake at this hour. I have a job fit for a Spriggan, so you better start waking up already. Van.
So, wasn't expecting you to drop by the office, much less in casual wear. Better be careful walking around in that, or else Lil Miss Famous will have even more eyes on her.
Oh, please. I can blend in with the crowd just fine, as long as I act like myself. So, what are your thoughts? I just had it tailor-made.
Well, let's see. Yeah, seems pretty alright. Always good to wear something easy to move around in. What? What did I say?
Oh, nothing. So, what's going on with your sleep schedule? Was it thrown off kilter, or are you just becoming lazy? Perhaps your old habits are rearing their ugly heads, now that you don't have your assistants to keep you in line.
It ain't like that. I've just been up to the neck in work is all. Though I am slowing my pace a little. At least until they get back.
Speaking of, I can't believe it's already been 2 months since they all left. I'm surprised they haven't returned yet.
Yeah, well, they all had some unfinished business to take care of. On the bright side, things have been nice and quiet around here lately. It's just like old times.
Oh? I've heard testimony to the contrary. A little birdie told me Agnes has been coming here every week for part-time work.
Not true. She comes every other week. And I doubt she'll be able to do even that much in the coming weeks. She's gonna be up to her ears in work, getting ready for her school festival.
Oh, it's that time of year already? I bet someone's going to be awfully lonely soon.
Yeah, no. Alright, that's enough about me. Let's start talking shop. I want to know why an A-rank bracer, and the famous Beauty's Blade no less, is asking for my help. I'm also curious why you're doing this on your day off. Guessing this ain't a rescue a lost cat type request.
Afraid not. Take a look at this.
Damn.
There have been other incidents like this one here in the capital. They began around the start of the year. I'm sure this is old news to you, however.
Yeah, but I didn't think the rumors were actually true. What I heard was that there have been a number of strange goings-on lately, and that a lot of people have been dropping like flies.
The victims are not only policemen and soldiers, but also gang and mafia members as well. Evidently, they have all been killed in the most gruesome manner imaginable. It's inhuman, in every sense of the word. Due to the nature of the incidents, however, they're being reported as vague disturbances or accidents.
Well, given the parties involved, I can't say I blame them. Hasn't stopped people from talking, but it's all just speculation at the moment. I figure the Guild and the CID want to close the books on this case ASAP.
That's right. A joint investigation team has already been formed. They've surmised that this is the work of a serial killer. Unfortunately, they have yet to find any serious leads.
I'll admit, this case has been on my mind. But I hadn't caught any sense, and no one had come to me about it. Until now, that is. If I'm being real with you, this is way beyond the scope of my humble little office. You do get that, right?
Yes. And until yesterday, that was perfectly acceptable. However, the situation has changed.
Target, move it up.
Now, seize them all! Shard is online!
What the hell?
The CID's Special Ops Hercules unit, its Gamma Squad specifically, was wiped out last night. They identified a suspect for the serial killings via their intel network, but when they caught up with him, they were completely overwhelmed by a red fairy and a man in a trench coat, who transformed into a monstrous creature.
I want to say it's just the latest in special effects, but yeah, probably not. I'm guessing Renee sent you this vid?
Yes, discreetly and privately. Not even the Guild is aware of this video. The many incidents caused by Armada last year were beyond human understanding. However, all of the reports mentioned the presence of a fixer and an unidentified dark blue monster. Consequently, multiple organizations are beginning to turn their eyes to you. I'm sure I don't need to tell you what will follow if nothing is done about this. Yes?
Honestly, even I don't know what all went down there. So, long story short, I've shot to the top of the suspect list. Of the CID and the Bracer Guild.
Nail on the head. It's only a matter of time before the CID makes their move to attain justice for the Gamma Squad. This is personal to them. The same goes for the police and the Guild as well.
Well, shit. I just can't catch a break these days. But, thanks for giving me a heads up.
What are you going to do?
The only thing I can do. I'm gonna put my nose to work. This ain't something I can take lying down, especially since I should have been able to sniff it out from the get-go. I'm not just gonna sit here and wait for someone to throw me in the slammer. I've gotta get on out there and clear my good name. Pushing through thick and thin is what a fixer does best. I'll get through this. Whether that's by myself or with the people who have stood by my side. I'm only here now because of them. And I've still got to pay them back for all they've done for me.
Huh.
I guess I'm sort of giving myself a 4 SPG here. Now, I hate working for free as much as the next guy. But maybe I could put up with it if a certain someone rewarded me with delicious sweets.
That's quite the roundabout way of asking me to treat you. However, I'm afraid I can't accept that particular arrangement. Seeing as I'm the one who came to you with a job.
Huh?
I can't just sit idly by and let a new seed of fear be planted in the hearts of civilians. That's not the Bracer way. Moreover, I have a personal stake in this. After all, a dear friend of mine is being caught in the crossfire of this whole ordeal. I won't let him be hit with a false charge.
Oh.
Face it, you need someone who can keep an eye on you. I think us working together would be the most rational solution. That said, I can't openly ask for your help, given my position as a Bracer. If it's done through a 4 SPG, though, I doubt there will be any problems. So, will you accept it? Hey, why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. Just wondering who's really the roundabout one here. You're the same as ever, Elaine. Actually, I take that back. You've changed a lot, haven't you?
I suppose I have. Although I think that's to be expected, given all that happened last year. And you've changed quite a bit yourself, no?
Guess so. Alright, the conditions you've outlined match my requirements well enough. I'll be expecting you to pull your weight out there. Better keep up with me, Beauty's Blade.
Oh, I'll do more than that, Van Arkride.
I am officially in love with this caramelized apple. The slightly bitter yet juicy sweet flavor is to die for. That pinch of cinnamon combined with the flaky richness of the crust are sending my taste buds into overdrive. It's perfection. I could sit here eating Monmar's tart tatin until the cows come home. I'll never get sick of it for as long as I live.
Same for me. Its flavor is refined, yet delicate at the same time. Calling it anything less than a masterpiece would be doing it an injustice. You're a master of your craft, Victor.
Why, thank you. I don't know why you're hanging around this deadbeat, but I guess there's no harm in kicking up your feet and sharing a meal in your downtime. The same doesn't go for you, you lazy bum. Also, you better not give this fine young lady any trouble. You hear me?
Yeah, I got it.
Why does he always have to give me such a hard time? Only because he cares, I'm sure. So where's Yume and Paulette? I haven't seen them here today. Oh, they've gone to see a race. They got an invite from a certain hot-headed racer we all know and love. He's been inviting her out a lot since the end of last year. I have to imagine the old grump's been worrying up a storm over that. But even if he is a bundle of nerves right now, it at least ain't showing in his cooking. Ah yes, I've heard a little about their situation. The road to reconciliation can be long and thorny, but I wish them luck all the same. Phew, I'd only meant to have a light meal, but I think I got a little more than I bargained for. Now that we're full, perhaps we should set to work. Sounds good. The information on the case ain't gonna find itself. You wanted to hit Riverside and the Grand Circuit, yeah? Ooh. That's right. As far as we can tell, that's where the latest incidents have occurred. With your keen sense of smell, we might be able to uncover some leads that fell by the wayside. Yeah, let's hope my nose lives up to your expectations. I say we head to Riverside first since it's closer. Just give me a sec to get ready and we can hop to it. Riverside has been added to the travel menu, but more to the point, we're already being taken to a different place in Edith, which just means that when you think about it, the sweeps are getting bigger. Hey guys, we're home. It's Trails again. We are back. We are back. And with that, a lot of talking to do as we see the controls here. How to save? Oh, I can't figure that out.
Should be able to get whatever we need over at the general store. So let's... Wait, I need to make a stop at the tobacco kiosk. Gotta check out their novelty candies.
Ever the sugar addict.
I'm amazed he calls it the tobacco kiosk and not the candy kiosk. He still understands what it is. Did they install toilets? If you're looking for Paulette and Yume, they went out somewhere. I'm here by myself till the evening. That comet freak's been getting pretty bold lately, but if even his pinky toe crosses the line, I'll dip him in oil and fry him like a croquet. Sounds like you've been waiting for the opportunity, not that I don't get why. Oh, shut your trap and get to work already, would ya? Don't go causing any problems for Miss Elaine either. Yeah, I'm going. I'll stop by on my way home, Victor. If you're feeling peckish, go ahead and order. As for you, delinquents, stay out of trouble with Miss Elaine around you, yeah? And so the sweep begins. Everyone must be talked to until that thing above their head goes from blue to grey. And of course, shopping is
What's
for
on
us
the
to do
menu?
as well. Products not previously seen in stores are marked with new. That's handy. Stores needed for procure new products as the story progresses. So let's start buying our food with our remaining 5,000 mirror that's beginning with. Before we buy any food, let's make sure that we can indeed sell some of the items that we managed to achieve here. Because just in case money gets a bit... I'd rather have money than I would rather have one strength. Let's put it that way. I think the vitality rubbers are actually a bit more handy. Nothing to exchange there. Let's buy spaghetti and meatballs in a sub sandwich, a fluffy pancake, and some roast coffee to go with it. It's gourmet time.
Be seeing ya.
Monmar is so relaxing.
Yes. Actually, I was told I have another business trip coming up soon. You alright with watching Harry again for me? Of course, Hawker. The kids love having her around, but between you and me, don't you think you've been working a little too much lately? I mean, you're making it home past midnight more often than not these days. Harry's been talking about how much he misses his dad, you know? Sorry, I've had to take on a lot of new roles recently. I'll try to book my return flight for as soon as possible. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but don't you think that's the kind of thing you should be telling your son? So 2 months have passed since the events of last game, obviously. We'll get up to date with people's lives at this point in time. Hawker's an old childhood friend of mine who happens to live next door. Our families have been friends for years now. He's a single dad, so we end up taking care of his kid while he's out on business trips. Ever since the end of last year, though, all he's been focused on is work. Harry doesn't even ever complain about it, but you can tell the kid misses having his dad around. I was able to work my way up to a promotion recently, but they just ended up sending me out to fix a problem in one of their branch offices. I'm actually supposed to be heading to Anchorville today, too. I should be back in about a week, though, I hope. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do without Robinson. Alright, let's get exploring. Did they change the sprint button? Oh my, I should look at the menu. Alright, let's see what's changed. Because, of course, if this is a new engine, you'd expect things to perform a little differently. Remember whenever we got back here and the frame rate would drop like mad? Oh, there it is. Okay, whatever's in this area still is the same issue. So they must have just transferred the assets. I don't understand. So that's the same then. Is this new engine or not? I'm confused now. This is Fairy's room. It's locked right now. So everyone is out and away. We can't even invade their rooms. Oh, this door is locked. This was Master Bergard's room. Hasn't been used since he left. I'm mentioning that one specifically by the look of it. Etoile! Oh, hello. Do you live here? Elaine, you've met Etoile. Meow, meow. Oh, I kind of figured she'd reject you. Etoile's basically the ambassador for all the cats in Old Town. She's not exactly the biggest fan of people, though. Guess she must be special. You think so? I can't imagine why. Maybe she knows I'm a bracer? Meow. Oh, you like her? Good old Etoile. You know, make sure to visit the neighborhood cats first and foremost, don't we? You know, priorities. The RB is... RB sprint? Okay, and it's also toggle. Hello there. Such nice weather we're having, are we? I don't know. It could be a lie from you. It's sad to think this piece is only temporary. That's right, but I know all about the terrible things happening in the deep, dark underground, and... You can't mean... There's no need to fear. I bagged the guy just last night. Had him over to the police, too. Oh, no. Now everyone will know I'm the famous phantom thief Grimcat. That's not what I thought she was going to say. Natalia spends her days telling lies to whoever will listen. Don't think she does it maliciously, though. It's just a hobby of hers. Make sure you keep my secret, okay? By the way, you're familiar with Grimcat, right? And how she's been active for the past 50 years? Well, believe it or not, I'm her. First suited up when I was just a wee lass. After finding out how many bad guys were roaming about the city, I felt I had no choice but to answer the call of justice. I've been thinking about retiring soon, but evil never truly sleeps, you know? I can only imagine what Judith would think. Well, thankfully, she doesn't have to know. We should probably head to, like, the most... Okay, if there's anywhere on the street I'm interested in catching up on the daily life of, first of all, it's down there. But we'll check by the candy store. Hey, Gin, got any copies of the Tyrell Times? Oh, you selling any new candy lately? What? All you ever asked for is candy, candy, candy. I ran a tobacco shop, you nincompoop. Fine, fine. Guess I'll take a candy cigarette then. Wait, or maybe I should get a churro. What did I just say? When will you learn? Hey, are you his client? Get him to do his job, would you? Yes, I intend to. I think I've seen her around before. She's awfully active for her age, isn't she? Yeah, I should check out the radio, shouldn't I? You probably just got up, didn't you? Don't start getting all lazy because your assistants aren't around. Get out there and get working. Got it?
You sure are an odd group.
Well, pink candy. Candy cigarette. And the Tyrell Times issue 1.
Stay out of trouble now.
Of course we start a playthrough by reading the paper. Was the radio even there? What? I mean, it's been moved in position, but it's no longer a thing? That's a thing. How's my car doing?
Okay, let me finish decking out my ride, and then... Actually, I'll save that for tomorrow.
Your obsession with cars hasn't died down a smidge either, I see. It's fine. We can just take the bus to Riverside.
He's weeding back here. I'm gonna skip over the general store for a second.
Let's get out there and kick some butt.
There is a flyer posted with information on how to apply for tenancy. Where's my my confusing menage a trois? Welcome to Yet Florist. I used to work here as a part-time employee, but Raymond felt the need to move recently. He managed to teach me lots about proper plant care, however. He even gave me a few tips on how to make cookies with flower nectar. Anyway, I'll be doing my best to make sure our plants are as quality as usual, so make sure to stop by again, alright? Are as quality. Might as well, but I'll be expecting those cookies you mentioned. You never change, do you? Raymond used to live in that share house across the way with a few friends of his. I guess they've got up in the world, richness-wise. But unfortunately, they decided to go their separate ways a few months ago. Yes, they did. Their absence has kind of made things a little more lonely than usual, honestly, but I won't let that get me down. I've still got a shop to run after all. Boo.
What would you like?
I'll buy this rose cookie.
Please stop by again sometime.
Right. Oh, so they mark the vending machines now too. Right, let's read our newspaper, I think. As we do, let's start things off with a little bit of reading. We are setting the scene and sweeping. So here we go. The Tyrell Times, issue 1, comes out February, 20th for some reason. Which is really close to our date after all, which is kind of an interesting start place. International 30th Anniversary of Mutual Development Pact. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the signing of the Mutual Development Pact between the Calvard Republic and the Principality of place I can never pronounce correctly, Elseum, an occasion which has brought about an air of jubilation in both nations. Consequently, the Republic and Elseum have welcomed diplomatic delegations from both countries with open arms, festivals, and other celebratory events, which ran from the beginning of the year and concluded at the end of last month. In the middle of January, President Graham Hart paid a visit to Ludos, the capital of Elseum, and after partaking in a tour of the city, he was granted an audience with the Principality's Grand Prince Salman. He then proceeded to hold a press conference with Prince Shalid, where the two announced the formalization of a new partnership between their nations, focused on collaborative infrastructure development and resource surveying. The president confidently declared that this new arrangement would usher in a new era of peace and prosperity for all. Prince Sharif, meanwhile, reaffirmed his country's dedication to maintaining friendly relations with the Republic and expressed his hopes that they would become increasingly open with one another. The MDP's roots can be traced back to shortly after the Orbital Revolution, when the Verne Company, under the guidance of Professor Hamilton, set to work on improving the local environment and infrastructure of Elseum and its surrounding areas. The resulting architectural advancements in Ludos, in addition to efforts to cultivate greenery, opened the doors for many industries to enter Elseum, which in turn led to an economic windfall in the Republic. A key takeaway from these events was that collaboration between two nations and leveraging each other's strengths begets far greater gains for both parties than mere unilateral aid, a principle that would eventually serve as the ideological foundation for the MDP. Since its signing, Elseum has bolstered its investments in the Verne Company, and the construction of a resort in Farbad was conducted and completed in record time, both of which are widely attributed to the Pact's unassailable benefits. More eyes were drawn to the celebrations after the surprise appearance of Princess Zita Asval at the Pact's signing. Oh! Between her strikingly head-turning looks and the ardent support she showed her brother, Prince Shalid, the Elseum princess left many at the event in awe. Princess Zita is known to be a remarkably intelligent young woman, and many prominent figures throughout the Principality have high hopes for her future. According to a statement from the Elseum Embassy, she is currently touring the Republic in an effort to broaden her understanding of Calvard's culture and industries. Culture! Z1 exhibition race. F1 is not culture. The road to the finals today. Today, a Z1 exhibition race will be held in Edith's Grand Circuit. The world of Z1 racing is abuzz with speculation about who will win the final race in the series, scheduled to take place next month. Defending Z1 champion Maxime Lugan has won the last 3 series, and he hopes to set an all-time record of 4 consecutive wins by taking first place this year as well. However, the Red Comet's lofty ambitions could very well come crashing to the ground, because Team Ingot's Aslan, a rising star in the world of Z1, has entered the racing fighting ring. Although Aslan is only in his mid-20s, don't let his young age fool you. This up-and-coming racing prodigy has shattered multiple records all on his own, causing many to believe he has what it takes to dethrone the reigning champ. Today's exhibition match will mark the first official clash of wills between Mazim there, and Aslan. Racing fans all over the city are excited to witness this bout, which many are calling the prelude to the series finals. Finance. Vern on the fast track to post-reparation prosperity. Following the end of the Erebonian Empire's reparation payments, interesting, many speculated that the Republic's time of economic prosperity would come to an end. But in spite of these fears, the Vern Company, a leading Calvardian enterprise, posted a strong start to 1209. According to company representatives, Vern has amassed a healthy war chest over the past few years and strengthened its manufacturing infrastructure and market position. In light of its products' wide reach and soaring demand from foreign markets, Vern is expected to match or even exceed their previous year's profit records. Furthermore, concerns with the delayed release of the... That's not a type... Is it a T... Is there something called a T-phone? Oh my god, a T-phone? Okay, furthermore, concerns with the delayed release of the T-phone, a consumer-grade communications device developed exclusively within the Republic, were dispelled where the product went on sale last month, just in time for the end of the fiscal year. Vern's aggressive rate of growth is likely owed not only to the T-phone's explosive sales, but also the recent corporate restructuring among the company's executive staff. Vern has adopted a policy of reform to combat problems that were made apparent over the course of the past year, and is committed to improving its operations from their baseline all the way up to its board of directors. We've had killer vapes, and now we've got T-phones. Local. Widespread accidents and violence plunge capital into chaos. Since the start of the new year, outbreaks of violence believed to be the result of warring organized crime groups have plagued Edith. Just yesterday, there were reports of a scuffle on the premises of a government-owned warehouse. While officials deny any terrorist involvement and insist the incident was nothing more than a simple accident, unrest continues to percolate within the general populace. There is a sentiment among some of the citizenry that public order has begun to deteriorate and that the recent economic boom has had a destabilizing effect on the psychological state of criminals and malefactors. In response to those claims, authority figures had this to say: "We will continue to investigate and resolve any incidents or accidents that may occur. In the meantime, we encourage all citizens to carry on with their lives and to not feed the spread of disorder through baseless conjecture and fear-mongering." Advertisement. New Trion Mall shops on the block. Join us at the foot of the capital's signature landmark Trion Tower, will we actually go there this time, to experience the greatest and largest commercial facility in all of Edith, Trion Mall. This stomping ground is home to 2 brand new stores that have taken the Republic of Calvard by storm. First and foremost is the Vern store, which has been the talk of the town since its grand opening late last year. From there you can get your very own T-phone, the latest and hottest commodity in communication technology, then have it serviced at the very same store by Vern's dedicated customer support team. If you have even the slightest interest in the T-phone, feel free to swing by and take a peek. Your satisfaction is a Vern guarantee. Next up, the La Belle Boutique, which opened at the end of January. Offering an authentic taste of the southwestern edge of the continent, the La Belle Boutique sells goods and souvenirs sourced straight from the La Belle Kingdom itself and offers exhibitions you can enjoy while you peruse their wares. Due in large part to the lovely manager and staff, all of whom are citizens of the kingdom. Oh, who are these people? The store feels like the genuine Labellian article. Have you always wanted to visit the La Belle Kingdom yourself, but you just couldn't find the time for a trip? Then stop by and make your dreams a reality, because now you can experience the wonders of La Belle without ever having to set foot outside the Republic. But of course, soon there'll be a remake, so everyone will be experiencing the wonders of La Belle once again. It always takes a while to read a paper.
I see you're working hard as always.
Let's continue.